Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow any feelings of worry, stress, or tension to feel like, as you exhale, it's leaving your body, enabling you to feel more and more resourceful simply by breathing in and breathing out. Notice where in your body there's any tension, and just make the decision to release that tension now. If it's safe to do so and your eyes aren't already closed, just feel on your next outward breath that as you release the tension, close those eyes. And as you close those eyes, feel a wave of relaxation washing over you, down your face, down your body, all the way to the tips of your toes. Breathing in and breathing out. And I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine the old alchemists of history. Imagine floating back in time and what it would be like, perhaps to become an observer of the old wise alchemists. Imagine seeing their workshops, the laboratories, getting a sense of an almost impossible goal. But back then, there was a desire to turn lead into gold, those base metals. And I wonder what you would consider the base metals of emotion. Universal emotions that exist in everyone, like fear and love, desire, and every now and then these base emotions aren't useful. So imagine peering into an ancient workshop, perhaps seeing an old bearded alchemist in long robes, maybe with a cauldron, busy at work. But imagine this isn't an alchemist with the goal of turning lead into gold. What if this is an alchemist of emotions with the sole objective of turning misery into joy, apathy into inspiration, or perhaps something entirely new, an emotion never experienced before. As you imagine observing this wise alchemist at work, open your mind to the power of emotions that can change. I want you to think of where in the world you might be, what century you're observing. And as you stare in the ancient chambers of the heart, where alchemists once plied their art, lies a secret, ageless and profound, the power to turn emotions around. Fear, a heavy, leaden weight, can become courage, strong and great. With a touch of hope and a dash of time, fear transforms. We begin to climb. Sorrow, deep and dark as night, with a spark of joy, can turn to light. For from the deepest depths of despair emerges strength and a will to repair. Apathy, so stagnant and still, can be warmed by passion's fiery will. With purpose, it begins to stir, becoming motivational. All things occur. Like the alchemists of old, who sought to turn base metals to gold, we too can transmute, refine, turning our emotions to something divine. For in every tear, every sigh, lies the potential for joy to fly. And with belief, patience, and care, the alchemy of emotions can take us there. As you observe the alchemists busy at work, I want you to shift perspective and become the alchemist. Maybe there's a cauldron that represents all the possible emotions that you could experience. Feel the heat, perhaps, coming out of that cauldron. Maybe your workshop is illuminated by candlelight. But as you listen to your heart's chambers, what if you could find the secrets of emotional transformation? With every breath, feel the weight of fear becoming lighter, evolving into courage. And what if it's quite natural for hope to just seep in, turning fears into mere stepping stones? As you reflect, you might notice sorrow's depth giving birth to newfound strength. And what if each time sorrow touches you, a spark of joy can be found waiting to ignite? And as you entertain the idea of a spark of joy, see a bright color there in that cauldron swirling around, shifting from the cauldron into you, and feel that joy within you. And maybe as you stare into the swirling colors, see the bright colors emerging from the dark. Because what if within the depths of despair there really is a powerful will emerging? There's been times in your life where boredom and apathy have ruled. What if that could transform to the warmth of passion, motivation, and inspiration, fusing together, beginning to kindle? There's been times in your life where there was a real sense of purpose. Sometimes you feel it and sometimes it's hidden. But it's always ready to awaken, where that apathy turns into vibrant motivation. And imagine those old alchemists believing for their entire existence, believing that those base metals can transform into something valuable. What if you can turn those emotions that have no value into valuable emotional gold within your life? To feel the potential of emotions just like those base metals, awaiting the alchemy of your inner touch. As you sit and wonder, remember that every tear can be the birthplace of joy. That there's always an opportunity, perhaps today, perhaps tomorrow, to turn frustrations and sighs into laughter and progress. You may become aware in your own pace of the divine power within emotions awaiting transmutation. Isn't it curious how a heavy heart can, with time, find its rhythm again? As emotions flow, they might take the shape of whatever container you choose for them. And it wouldn't be surprising if, within sorrow's shadow, a glint of resilience shines. That with every challenge, you could feel the forging fire, turning emotions into valuable lessons. And what if the deeper the emotion, the greater the potential for transformation? Remembering tales of alchemists, your emotions too can suddenly transmute to find their golden moments. Even within your own life, your own experiences, the past has shown that transformation is always a possibility. And as you journey through life, the emotions you once thought as burdens might just become gifts. That you could find that in every emotional storm, there's a sunrise or a rainbow waiting. Maybe there's a chance, as you embrace your feelings, that they'll lead you to unexpected treasures. And what if it's possible that with a gentle nudge, sorrow, grief, or anger can evolve into serenity, peace, or acceptance? That just as day turns to night, so can your emotions shift, leading to brighter tomorrows. And as you swirl in the cauldron in the Alchemist's workshop, I want you to see a unique color. Bright, powerful, glowing. Find a ladle and scoop it up into a glass container. The bright color, glowing so brightly. And I want you to imagine that this color, this liquid, represents whatever resourceful emotion you need most right now. And maybe you can hold the glass container by your chest and just feel the energy, almost through the process of osmosis, shifting from the glass container into you. Or maybe you drink it, or maybe you just feel the energy evaporating and you breathe it in through your nose, but feel that whatever resource you need most right now is exactly what is happening. And feel the power of that resourceful emotion already begin to take effect. Feel that you're breathing different, feeling different. And imagine what you would do with this resourceful emotion when you turn and shift back to your reality. And feel that happening now. And what if the idea of the alchemist was just a thought within a thought? An idea within an idea, a dream within a dream, designed for you to access the very resource you needed most right now as you breathe in and breathe out, shifting to the present, feeling back in your own body fully, completely, but feeling you've taken that emotion with you, feeling that you now have what it takes to overcome a challenge, to make an important decision, to do the thing you've been putting off for a while now. As you feel you're accessing that place, make a decision as to what you're going to do with it. Set the intention, and don't be surprised if a ripple effect takes place in your life over the next few days. Breathing in and breathing out. And very soon I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you, and you will awaken feeling that some of those heavy emotions you've been holding on to have now transmuted, transformed, evolved into something powerful, resourceful, and useful for your reality in your life right now. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.